We have, we have some options out there, but we won't be announcing the lineup till tonight.
Ralph, it's not the old barn, but what's it like to be back in Edmonton?
Well, I was major involved in designing the dressing room on the other side, not the visitors' room, but it's good to be back in Edmonton. I mean, it was strange driving in from the airport last night. I haven't, been here since 2013, so it's good to be back, and just really pumped to have this game here. It's a one-off kind of game outside of the regular 82-game schedule, and I feel the buzz in the group too. We got Steve Smith and Miles Fee here from the coaching staff back then, so for all of us together with the guys, an excellent challenge here today.
Ralph, you were really well liked here by the players, everyone actually. Do you ever think, what could this have been had you had the chance to stick around?
Yeah, my mind just doesn't work that way. From the day that it was decided to go another direction, I looked for my next opportunity of growth, and I had so much growth while I was here in Edmonton. Those 3 years opened my coaching to the National Hockey League and what it takes to be successful here, and the accountability you need to bring up, and the game intelligence you need to have as a head coach here to function on a day-to-day basis. So I'm really grateful for that. I wouldn't be standing here today as head coach of the Buffalo Sabres without that experience, and I think that experience helped me a lot to also do what I did in the English Premier League and to understand athletes at this level and all. So it's just been a real good evolution out of Edmonton through other experiences back into the National Hockey League. So I'm nothing but grateful for the time I had here. Yeah, Southampton. Well, the English Premier League, it's a lot scarier there. Being at the bottom of the league, you don't get a draft pick. You lose £100 million in revenue. So it's a different kind of pressure. But it was a good experience. The 6 years of stepping into another sport where the dynamics, other than the final product on the field or ice, everything else is actually the same. And so it's good to be back in the National Hockey League as a head coach, because it's the only role really in the world where I can take all my experiences in life and put them into one channel as a leader. And so, it's just real exciting to do this on a daily basis with the Sabres. No World Economic Forum this year, but although the break actually falls in January exactly then, and I will be in Davos, so I will be at the forum, but not an active member, no.
What is Leon Draisaitl Team Europe 2016 compared to Leon Draisaitl 2019?
Well, I can remember he had a rough start with us against Team North America, against one of his line mates or teammates, and our captain. We're on the team together with him, but or against him, of course, because he was with us. He wasn't allowed to play with North America, but he played against them a couple of games. He had a couple of tough games, and then against Sweden, he gets his hat trick and really showed in our last pre-tournament game. And his overtime goal against the Czech Republic really in a 3-on-3 situation where we had to win, and how he took responsibility there showed me where Leon Draisaitl can go, and it's just been confirmed. And Paul Maurice actually took him on as a pet project, so Edmonton should send Paul Maurice some flowers or something at least, because I thought Paul did a really good job of helping Leon understand what it took to play against the best teams in the world, and I'm sure he took a lot of lessons out of the World Cup into his game here in Edmonton.
When it comes to this Buffalo team, is there similarities to this team to the team that you coached when you were here with Edmonton?
Yeah, it's actually pretty similar where I stepped into the Sabres for where I left the Oilers. I think this group was extremely open to taking on what it takes to be a functioning team with and without the puck in the National Hockey League. And it always, when you have high-end players coming in at 18, 19, takes them a few years really to open their minds to what it takes and what it needs. And I feel that we were just getting there when I left Edmonton, and I've been able to step into the Sabres in an advanced stage where we're close and on the cusp of becoming a competitive team. We are already competitive on a nightly basis, but to stay in the race right through the season, we all know it's a marathon. We're a third in it. We're still there, and that's what we're fighting for, is to understand that. But I agree completely that there's a lot of parallels to where I left and where I'm entered.
What lessons did you learn from that Oilers team when you guys were right there pretty much almost to the end? I guess, is there something to be learned about, getting towards the finish line and just trying to get over it?
Oh, for sure. I take so many lessons out of that season. I mean, everything happened at warp speed in that lockout season, and the lessons, you needed some time to digest them. And I had 6 years, so that's good. Gave me lots of time. But it really, more than anything, it's what you do in advance of that situation that I learned. You need to set the team up ahead of time for the challenges that come at them, for the adversity that will automatically show up in an 82-game NHL season. So I hope that we've mentally prepared this group better than I did the Oilers back then, and I feel the participation of the group is at a very high level here in Buffalo, and we're just really excited every day to get up, whether we've had a good or bad day the day before. Every new day has been fun with these guys. They're open for learning, they're open for growth and education, and we had that back then with the Oilers too in 12-13. I thought they really were getting ready for the taking on what it needs, and I'm just very happy that I'm in a space where this is happening all over again.
How are you not bitter about the way it ended here? I mean, I've read stories where you're not, but it would have been easy to.
Yeah. Well, I think gold medal at the Olympic Games in Sochi helped kind of ease the pain a little bit with Team Canada after 13 years with the Swiss national team, and the reality of that wasn't there, and I wasn't the head coach, but I was a part of the process, and it was that entire Steve Yzerman and Mike Babcock reaching out to me 48 hours after I got let go here really just kept me going and kept me moving forwards in the world of hockey, and my mind went the right way right away. I remember there's journalists here standing around me right now that I called, personally called in the days following that. And the conversations were nothing but positive already then, and just didn't let that bitterness in because, the only person it would have hurt is me, and nobody else would have cared. So I think it was just a life lesson to move on, take the good with you, and take the learners and the lessons and put them somewhere else. And it happened to be in football. I didn't expect that. I didn't apply for that job, but and now that I've come full circle is just a really nice leadership story.
Have you talked to Craig since? Have you guys have any discussions since?
Nope. Never talked to him, and really don't need to.
Dave Pippers talked about his time away from coaching and what it did for him. And he's kind of brought his temperament down or temperature down. What's the time away done for you?
Age made, first of all. So I'm definitely a lot more patient with the process just because I'm older. But the time away has helped me because all the coaching friends I have in the National Hockey League were very, very open with me because I wasn't coaching against them. So I was able to tap in through Hockey Canada and the World Cup into some of the best minds of hockey in the National Hockey League, and they opened up completely and totally. And in that time period, I was able to put a package together, a plan together that has real clarity. It's a simple plan, but I think it's one that the players are embracing and understand. And a little time out sometimes just helps you to organize all those thoughts in a better way. And felt extremely confident coming into the Sabres world, and now we need to prove it on the ice that it's the right way to go, but it feels right at the moment.
How far has Eichel come in terms of first couple of years? It was always compared to Connor.
Yeah.
Now it looks like he's very much comfortable with
Yeah.
being the captain.
Yeah, Jack Eichel is completely comfortable with the responsibility that he has, and what we're excited about and we're speaking about quite often is the way he, as an outstanding individual, embraces over and over again what the team needs from him. And we all know what that means. It's when he doesn't have the puck, what he's doing and how he's trying to lead the group and bring physicality in and or defensive positioning or tracking back into his own zone or sticking with his guy in the D zone and giving up actually offensive opportunity because of it is showing the maturity of him as a player and as a captain. But again, I'm walking into his season number 5, and you can feel that experience and how the adversity of the past has been positioned properly by him and shows what kind of a winner he is in his head. because he searches for growth every single day. He's so coachable, and what he does is just an example for the rest of the team, and really helps lead us in the right direction.
You talked about all the standard coaching things about defending a team, but how elevated is that against these two guys? Some of the normal things you do may not even work against these two because they're so good.
You know, when you look at McDavid and Draisaitl, what they're doing here in Edmonton, it's an exciting entertainment value, but also they're winning games and they're finding ways to win. So they're also maturing in a good way. They're understanding what it takes to finish the games, and it'll be an excellent clash here tonight, I'm sure. But the individual skill, game to game here, and the top end players, whether it's top end forward, top end D, or a top end goalie, they continually tend to make the difference in the results in the end, because there's so many good hockey players now in every team. Everybody's got a scoring threat. Everybody's got speed. The game has opened up so much since I was here, right through the lineup. You can't sleep against any fourth lines anymore. They're all a threat because of the skill that's right through everybody's group. But it is the top end players that in the end will decide whether teams make it or don't.